Hi guys, welcome to another Transformers video review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Prime ARMS Micron 12 AM12 breakdown. Now this figure is currently only scheduled for release in Japan. So we have proof that I believe the lead designer, or whoever's in charge at Hasbro for, I guess, to the safety laws or whatever, this figure does not have any current plans or anything to be released in the United States. So obviously anyone who has interest in this figure probably already knows that. So probably not going to talk too much about that. He does have a repaint, which is just a red repaint with a different head, and it's an Autobot. He has a different Micron. It's AM Swerve. I don't remember the number. But this is my first Takara figure. This, first figure I've imported from Japan. Transformers or anything at all. So really, I'm just going to try my best to make sure, the background thing doesn't fall over, but this video will hopefully not be too terribly long. Let me get the figure out of the way real quick, and you can see the packaging. And here's an Optimus. I'm sure everyone has seen Optimus Prime. He's like the most abundant Voyager figure in the United States. It's packed like 4 to a case. You can see like the differences. I mean, there's lots of similarities, the shape of the box and such. But this has level 2. He's level 3 out of 5, and they only have 3. He's got the pictures. He's got Decepticon. He's got the symbol, and he doesn't say that, but it comes with the ARMS Micron. It's got a lot of Japanese writing. I cannot read Japanese at all, so he still retains the side. And there's a big picture, the name, the number. It's just got the it says War Breakdown. So there is, I believe they call this one War Breakdown because of the Cyrus breakdown that is coming out. I'm not sure if it's out already as time of this uploading of this review, but the Cyrus one is basically just the Cyrus version of Silas. Really, I don't know why they call it Cyrus. It's Silas that is actually inside a breakdown, and he has an eye patch, I believe. Well, the figure has an eye patch, I think a new grill, but in the latest episode of Transformers Prime, he's kind of just beaten up, and just a beaten up, kind of worn down breakdown, but it's actually Silas inside of it because he's used it for life support, which I thought was okay, but why did they have to kill him? I mean, I love Breakdown. Breakdown was always like my favorite character. When he came out, I was like, oh man, he's really cool. I really like him. And then they kill him off, and it sucks too. Instead of showing up the packaging, there's lots of writing. I wish I could read it because it probably says a lot of cool stuff, but I cannot read it. And there's his Micron partner there, Zamu, I think his name is. I'm not sure anymore. Which is a Rhino. It turns into his hammer. And then on this side it has, Rhino, hammer, and then he can hold it. Which it has him displayed in a certain way, and I'll show that off here. I like how they show that in the packaging. But here he is, and here's what you get in this set. It just shows all the contents. You get the figure himself, breakdown, you get the Minicon, or the Micron partner, who's all on sprues, and you have to assemble. You have to cut them from the trays, and you have to assemble them. And it's not that hard. And then the sticker sheet. Now I've already applied all the stickers, so I won't really be showing that off. Then on the bottom here, you got a lot of Japanese writing. I'm sure this is Japanese because Takara is Japanese, so I'm pretty sure, but it's got a really sad looking Pac-Man. He's like crying. I guess he's getting tired of eating, and he just wants to stop eating and sit down and relax and not eat for a while, but no, they won't let him. He's just got to keep eating stuff. He's already full. He has no more room in his stomach. So yeah, it's got a nice little CGI model of right down there, and cool and nice. And it's kind of painted. It looks like this is like a painted artist rendering instead of a shot. You know, like a shot from the cartoon. Only 5 minutes on the box. But yeah, here you go. Here is the figure himself, and I have applied the stickers to where I want. Really, the only thing I chose to put on differently was the Decepticon symbol in the middle of the chest, and I didn't put the little symbol on Zamu here, or Zam, or whatever his name is. But I'll go ahead and look at him first, because breakdown's the main show. So yeah, he's got some stickers. He gives him some purple, some lines, and they're okay stickers. The sticker quality is alright. It could be better. I think repo labels are a lot better because these are sticking, and this one's peeling off. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, there's this hammer mode. You can have him as a hammer, and he can. This guy is loaded with micron ports, or 5mm ports, so you can peg pretty much any weapon that you can fit in there that has that port. Most Transformers over the years have had that port for their weapons, so you can load them up pretty well if you have quite a few Transformers. But yeah, you can hold it in his hand here, which is alright. It's more of a traditional style, but you can actually float in his hand. And it shows us on the packaging, as I said. You fold his hand back up, and there's a port there. You can slide that in, and that's more of like his arm transform into the hammer, like in the show. So, kind of like doing that better. But yeah, let's go ahead and compare him next to Bulkhead. And I will use the Robots in Disguise version because I do not have the first edition, and I will get it when they come back out. And I probably will review that figure. I don't think it'll be anything different than the Japanese original release, but as you can see, Breakdown is about the same height. He's a little bit bigger, but I like it. I think it works well together. They make a nice, against each other on the shelf. So it's I can take the hammer off. I can show off the figure and articulation and such. So before we get into articulation, I will talk about the stickers do kind of peel off. So eventually, when they do, the Decepticon stickers do actually stay on very well, and I'm glad for that. As well as the stripes here on the side of the legs that become over his back wheels over the fenders in vehicle mode. And the bumper. The bumper is the biggest sticker of the set, and I believe there's 45, 46, and it peels. It's got to wrap around corners and such, and it's not seamless. So once this starts deteriorating, losing its stick, and just completely coming off, I'll just paint this bumper and paint tail lights on there. Probably would have done that already, but I don't actually have a sky blue color of my paint, so I need to buy a new bottle of that color, as well as a new yellow. And I can replicate these. So, but I do love this shade of blue. The way the blue plastic looks, it's kind of metallic, but it's got this sheen to it. It's got this really nice just form, and just the shade of color. I really like this blue. It's a nice deep oceany blue, and it's great. Now you can see here on the waist where this sticker is, I kind of tore that one up a little bit putting it on, so that's my fault. But as I said, these stickers, once they do start peeling off, I'll just apply paint and where needed, and he'll be fine. I think I should have done that in the first place, but I just want to put the stickers on them, so I'll probably peel them all off and take them off anyway. So yeah, and really cool. I really like this figure. This figure's great. he's got, you know, a whole cowboy here, and the backpack's not too bad, but overall, great figure. I really like it. And that's how this is review going to be. I mean, I really, really like this figure, and part of that is because I'm a big fan of Breakdown the Show, and when he, you know, this figure kind of came out after he was killed, so it's kind of one of those things, you know, like, oh, he was in the show, and like, he gets more popular after he's, you know, killed off. But yeah, the articulation's alright. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty good. It's decent. His head goes all the way up though, which is nice, but it can't really move side to side. This is really as much side as he can get. It's kind of like look up and off to the side. You can't really just look side to side straightly because of just the way the collar is and the way it's designed. Plus, I think the ball joint gives me some resistance, so I might try to pop that off and kind of sand it down. Maybe it'll be better. I think he's a little mode flashing in there, but he does have some ports on the top, on each shoulder, and then there's one a little bit farther out here. You can put a weapon there, like probably one of the Vietcong's cannons. This is an example, and it kind of looks like his rocket launcher in a way. So yeah, I mean, that'll work. So if you can get a gun that'll look a little bit like his rocket launcher that is on his shoulder, you can have that. And I saw PL, like, you use this gun, just like kind of cut off a little bit to make it a little shorter. And I would do that, but I don't want to ruin the figure. So yeah, articulation's pretty good. He's got ball joints here in his shoulders, so he can go, you know, forward and back in his shoulder. He can go out. You can move these shoulder pads a little bit to kind of get him out, but that's really about all I can really get out of him. He's got some bicep swivels, but they're very stiff on mine, so I have to hold the shoulder, as well as there's like some ratcheting on the elbow. But you kind of want to be careful with them, because, you know, these pieces on the side of the elbow here on the forearm, they will kind of interfere, and that's just due to the design. So you want to be careful, but they are stiff on mine, the forearm swivels. He does have a waist swivel, which is really cool, the fact that he's got a waist swivel, and that's in the transformation. You have to turn his waist in the transformation, so I like how they worked that in there. He's got ball joints at the hip, which, you know, pretty good range of movement, actually. He's got a thigh swivel, and he's bent at the knee, and his feet can go up and down because they fold back into the legs for transformation. So he can pull off some good poses. He is a very good figure. I mean, for as much as he costs, as much as you know he goes for, he is a very well done figure. But that's more towards the end of the review. And sorry, I apologize when I try to think of words to say, because this video kind of leaves me speechless in some forms. Just looking at it and appreciating it. See, I can't even talk. This figure just completely destroys all of my productive word sentences. So, let me go ahead and transform him real quick. Really, it's not too hard. You want to kind of bend the arms. I think, yeah, you want to bend them back. Maybe. Not sure. I'll go back to that. But fold the arms, pull the hands in, like you would, you know, to plug the hammer in, and you just keep them like that. You know, I'm gonna take this, and his quality is good. I mean, he's, you know, the same as all Transformers, really. But you do want to be careful because he's not the same. He doesn't have the same design choices as some of the U.S. releases because I think because of his design and just the way he was designed, he won't pass safety laws because of the way he transforms. Some of the panels, you know, some of the sharp points or such. They just, I don't know why they won't release them, but I mean, I have this version, and if they do release them, you know, that's nice, but I can say I have a Japanese figure. So just take these pieces in, rotate them in, rotate the foot in, slide that down, then you just rotate the foot. You take this inside panel, you gotta unplug it, and this hinge is a little bit, just a little bit strange. So just fold it in, fold it back, and the legs don't peg together, but you just rest them down there. You want to turn them at the waist, 180, and then you want to lift up the chest piece like so. Fold out the grill, fold these panels in, and they can pop off. You can just pop them back on, and you just rotate the arms like such. And this is where, yeah, you bend the arms backwards. So bend the arms back, and they're a little tough. There's some clearance issues, and me knocking the camera. But there's some clearance you need to clear, and it's pretty tight on mine. I don't want to break the figure, so it's that you want to be careful with. But really, actually, you should actually just have the arms bent like that. So you want to rotate them before you do that. I sure hope I didn't break anything, but yeah, you just want to, and kind of fold up these shoulder pads into this panel here. And this is the most difficult part of the transformation, I'll be honest with you, is, you know, you gotta kind of fold it in, fold these up, and fold them in all at the same time, and eventually, you know, you'll get it to where, you know, it gets like this, and then you just peg in these gray pieces into the size of the bumper here. And then you can take the backpack and fold it out like so. Take these and fold them all the way in. Kind of want them out through an angle first. And then yeah, you can start to finagle everything, push these pieces together. And you really got to pay attention to the instructions on it. You know, watch a few more reviews on this figure, really get the transformation down. It's better with practice, but then yeah, you can get everything pegged in and such, but there is a lot of kind of clearance issues. You got to really be careful of what you're doing, because a lot of pieces do rub up against each other, so you do want to make sure you're doing it careful enough. And you take the legs, you bend them, and then you bend them at the knee. Kind of bend them at the knee first, because then these pieces go over and peg on. So they kind of go over, peg on. That's the same with this one. You just kind of fold it in there and then peg on like such. And you see these two tabs here, and then these two rectangular holes here. You want to pull this in, and then these rectangular holes, you kind of have to push, kind of have to squeeze here, get these in. But they'll eventually get in there once you apply enough pressure, such. There you have it. Here is Voyager Breakdown, Arms Micron, and Vehicle Mode. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. I really like him. He rolls very well. Very cool. So, you know, stickers brings out that red line there. It's got some windows. It's really great. I mean, he's got a silicone stick on this side. He's got, you know, his tire on the back here. He's got a clip on here, a micron port. Some on his legs. One right there, two here, one there, one right here. So there's quite a few micron ports on this figure. So here he is as a size comparison with Voyager Class Breakdown from the Transformers Prime What's in Disguise line. So
I think the scale works perfectly. As I previously reviewed Bulkhead here, so as you guys would probably know from watching that review, I really like the Bulkhead figure, and I think this is a pretty much really good, perfect representation of Bulkhead. Of course, I'm gonna really like the first edition once I get a hold of that figure, but this figure is pretty cool too. And I don't know if I've done these customizations in Bulkhead's review. I did paint his rims, gave him some windows here, and they're gray, but they're alright. They work. I don't have any like clear kind of looking paint for that, so it's really the best I could do, and it's okay. It works for me. But yeah, and I might paint breakdown. I'll paint breakdowns rims once I, start painting the rest of them. That line's gonna be hard, but these stickers actually, the lines on this bumper piece actually stay on pretty good for my figure. But yeah, it's about the same size. They're good size. They're pretty much very similar kinds of vehicle. I mean, the big trucks, it's kind of like a security truck. He's more of like a Hummer or off-road, Jeep kind of truck. So they work. They're pretty fun to play around with, and he works very well. And he's got a little clearance. You just gotta be careful. But I mean, it's not, but. Yeah, overall, I really like this figure, and if you have the money to get one, I say go ahead and pick one up. Now, before I start talking about that, though, let me show you the Rhino mode. Just fold the handle up, fold out the legs, let's get the head out of here. And they have Zamu in his Rhino mode. Now, I'm not particular on the beast modes of these, and I'm not going to collect them all. I'm just going to have the ones that are, that come with a figure that I want, such as like Ironhide or Jet Viacon, and, that's it. I probably won't display them with too many of them. This one works as a hammer, good enough for me enough, so he usually stays a hammer. So, and you can peg them really anywhere. I like to peg them kind of like right there. So it kind of looks like he's like a suitcase or some kind of, something like that. I don't know what you want to call it. But you can pretty much peg them anywhere you want. You can't peg them like right here, but that's a little bit too weird for me. But I usually just peg them like somewhere on the back here. Actually, I tend to peg them here the most, just on the back there. But yeah, they have it. Like I said, if you can get this figure imported from Japan for around $50 to $60, I say, you can go ahead and get it. It depends on your budget, though. If you're willing to pay that much for him, you're getting a good figure. I mean, he's a really cool figure. His transformation is really nice. His paint, the way he looks, his design, everything about him I really like. I don't really have any problems with the figure. It's the only really problem I have is that he's a Voyager and you can only get him in Japan, and he's gonna cost you something. Right now, it's September 15th, 2012. And I don't see him online in stock really anywhere. I mean, you might be able to find him at TF Source, but I use Big Bad Toy Store. That is where I got this figure for $59.99, around when he first came out, actually, because the first day he was on sale. I went ahead and ordered him as quick as I could, and I got him in about 2 or 3 days later, along with the Fall of Cybertron Deluxe figures, which speaking of that, I'm going to be reviewing Shockwave next with that line, and Jazz last, because Jazz, I got a Gundam marker too, and I did some paint differences. I made all of his lines and gave him some stuff. So, but yeah, if you can find this figure for around that price, and you're willing to pay for it, I say go for it. But, you know, over that price, it's really hard for me to recommend him, being, you know, he is an exclusive and he is, you know, an expensive figure just for what he is, which is basically a $20 figure here in the United States. I mean, so it's hard to say, you know, hey, if you just buy him. If you want him, buy him. But you can't really return a figure like this. I mean, Big Bag Toy Store, I believe you can, the way your policy works. So I recommend using them if you have any experience with them. If you have a good experience with any online seller that has this figure, or any seller at all that has this figure, and you can get a good deal, that's really his original retail price to import him from Japan is around $59.99 or $60. So I say, you know, he's a great figure, and you're going to like him if you love the character. If you know, Breakdown's my favorite character, of course I'm gonna like this figure. But you know, if you're like, if you don't mind not having Breakdown in your collection, and you don't really mind because, you know, currently he's not in Transformers Prime anymore. He has been killed off. So maybe if he comes back, maybe this figure will get really high demand again for him. But really, what I already said, you know, if you can get it for a good price.